We have here a 2003 Mini Cooper. It's a standard Mini Cooper, not an S model. And we featured this car in other videos. You can look up in the cards for the other videos. This car does belong to my daughter, and my daughter's concern with it is it did overheat. We have brought it in already. We found a hose that was split, and we replaced that hose. But after replacing that hose and filling it up with coolant, it did not fix the overheating problem. Let me show you the hose that we replaced. FYI, over here to the right, the Brute is back. The Brute is a Volkswagen Smith conversion Ute. He's back with an overheating problem as well. Okay, here is the coolant fill cap, and this is the hose that split right here. Okay, I road tested this car, and it was running about 197, and I was concerned that that was too hot. A couple times it did get up over 200, but I was concerned that it was too hot until I looked up on my local auto parts store website, and they sell the thermostat for this is rated at 195. So I assume this is a 195 thermostat, and so the 197 that I saw was really not overheating. Obviously, when it went over 200, that may have been a concern, but it was just for brief moments. So my main concern is that this hose split, probably due to time and age, but this cap was no good, and so it was venting pressure into the reservoir, but was there too much pressure because it was overheating? That's my main concern. Is it overheating? Is there a cooling system problem? Do the fans work? Now, I'm not a Mini Cooper expert, although I play one on YouTube. I don't know these fan systems by heart the way I do a Volkswagen. I know a Volkswagen has a 2-speed fan system, but I really don't know this system at all. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of research and figure it out. Let's go scan the computer system. Okay, I skipped some of the preliminaries because you don't need to see all that every time I scan a Mini Cooper. But I'm going into the engine computer, and then we're going to go ahead and check for trouble codes. And there is no trouble codes. The first thing I want to know is does this thing have a dual speed fan system? Now, I don't know for a fact whether it does or not, but we're going to look in the data and monitor the temperature. There's coolant temperature, and we'll see if there's anything relating to turning fans on. We may have to scan the AC computer. Oh, there's electric fan stage 1, electric fan stage 2, electric fan stage 3. This may have a 3-speed fan. I have run into some of the stuff where Mini Cooper has these options available, but yet they're not equipped on the car, so I'm not sure all 3 of those things are there. So I just got interrupted by the Snap-on man coming in. But some cars are equipped with these things, some cars are not, so I don't know that it's got a 2-stage fan, but I will have to double check these things. This is the way the auto mechanics work. When a new problem comes in, you have to do the research to figure out what it has and therefore how to diagnose it. So once again, my main concern here is this car overheating? The times where it went over 200 degrees, should there have been a fan on to keep it lower than that? That's what I really want to know. So I'm going to push this show button right here and start the car and see if the fans work and come on as they should. So we can see our temperature going up, I would assume. And none of the fans are showing active. And the temperature did go up. I'm going to pause the video and I'll bring you back in when we see some change there. temperature's going up, and I thought I'd take you over to see the fan. Not real easy to make out right there, but it is not spinning. Try and get a light a little better, but no spinning of that fan. And of course, as soon as I start moving away, the fan comes on. So there the fan is spinning. And it just now shut off. And so what I'm seeing here is fan stage 1 shows active, but it's not on right now. Fan stage 2 shows not active. Oh, it just switched to active, and I can hear it coming on. Definitely high speed. The fan is coming on when the computer says active here, so that means the computer's commanding it on and coming on, but it's the computer's commanding on active here, but it's not coming on. That would be low speed. I don't know if it has a third stage or not, but that hasn't changed state since I've been watching. So we're really concerned with whether or not this car is overheating due to the fans, but it seems like the low speed fan is not working at this point. I'm still seeing the low speed fan showing active, but right now it is not active. Let me move this Autel's wireless so I can move this over to the front of the car. So here maybe we can hear on the video and see it at the same time. But once again, this seems to me to be showing that the low speed fan should be on, but it is definitely not on. I think I'll show you one more time here. Fan not turning, but yet scan tool showing that the low speed should be active. So I think it's time to get out a wiring schematic and figure out how this system works and see what's going on. Now, if this were a Volkswagen, I would automatically assume that the fan has a low-speed resistor burned out of it. I don't know how this system exactly works, but we will take a look at the schematic and see. Okay, service info showed two possible fan systems, a one-speed fan and a two-speed fan. I didn't know which one I had, but after I did some research, I figured out we do have a two-speed fan system. So I printed this schematic. As I said, on a VW, if the low-speed fans weren't working, I would assume the low-speed resistor was burned out. On a VW, that resistor is located inside the fan, so the repair would generally be to replace the fan. That resistor on this car is located right here. And they put that inside what they're calling a second stage fan switch. I don't like that name. That's basically just a second stage relay, or I'm going to say a high-speed relay. It's kind of an assembly because it also includes the resistor, and this ground circuit goes through it. I don't know why they made this ground circuit go through it, but they did. Now, the way this system works is basically this relay here is the low-speed relay. And it is powered from this fuse right here. And this powers the control side of the relay. And power comes through here to here. And then if the computer wants it on, it grounds this wire here. And you can see this wire goes down and goes over to the engine computer. And so if the engine computer wants the low-speed fans on, it grounds this wire. That makes a magnetic field. That draws this over here. And once this switch is closed, then this fuse powers this wire. And this wire sends power down to our high-speed relay. And that power goes through our low-speed resistor and then it comes out here and goes down to the fan. And the fan is grounded through our relay to this ground here. Now the way this works is this resistor lowers the amount of amperage going through the fan, and so therefore it slows down the fan. But on an interesting side note, this relay also powers this branch right here anytime it's closed to turn on this relay over here, which is for the power steering fan relay. You can see there it powers the power steering fan. We have heard that fan run numerous times. So when we hear that fan run, what that means is this fuse works, this relay works, this fuse works, and this relay works, and it's connecting in order to provide power on this leg. So most likely it's also providing power on this leg. So how does the high-speed fan relay work? Well, it's powered by this fuse also, and it powers the control side of this relay. And when the computer wants it on, it grounds this wire, and that goes down to the engine computer just like the other one. Engine computer right there. And so when this relay is on, this fuse provides power through this switch, and it goes to our fan through here without passing through that resistor. And it goes down to our fan, of course, allowing our fan to spin at high speed. Now, since we know that our power steering fan comes on sometimes, we know that this relay can close. That means this fuse is good. That means this fuse is good. That means this relay is working. And since our fan absolutely does come on at high speed, we know that this relay is working, that this relay is powered, and since our fan comes on at high speed, we know the fan's good, and we know the ground to it's good, and we know this wire to it is good. Basically, that in itself is enough information to say that this resistor's probably burned out, because we know this relay is closing because the power steering fan comes on, and we know that the fan works and that this relay is closing. So the only discrepancy we could have is possibly a break in this wire here, and that would cause the fans not to work on low speed. The only thing else that can cause it is this resistor burned out. So let's go over to the car and make some tests right here at that red and blue wire. Insert goofy edit here. I wish during the course of this diagnosis that I would have used the bidirectional controls to turn on this relay and this relay. The Autel scan tool does have the ability to do that. That would at least give the watchers of this video a little bit of information on how to use the scan tool and what functions they can do, and it might have helped with the testing just a little bit. I don't think it would have changed anything because, once again, we're thinking this resistor is burned out. But this video is getting way too long. I'm going to have to break it into two parts. If you like this video, be sure and click the like button. And if you learned anything from it, or you want to donate to the continued production of these videos, find the donate icon on my website at www.kansascitytdi.com. Thanks for watching. And if you want to watch some more of my videos, there'll be one up there and one right there. And don't forget to subscribe with that button right there.